produce material things, at end, it's only emptiness. Only when pursue golden ideals, person call it heaven. If you set a goal heavenly, you never get there. You set a goal horizontally, you are living in a flat land with a very narrow range. That's why the dead end, okay? He's saying that there is a hole in my culture. And people say, yes, there's a hole. What's empty? Why society trying to remove God, remove Bible, remove our traditional Judeo-Christian values? Why we remove all the value? What do we have left? Simple that. If we remove all the values based on Judeo-Christian tradition, heritage, that's a big hole. We cannot survive without those values. The society will become chaotic. There will be nihilism. There will be communist ideology. So China is strong right now because they have an ideology of Marxists. Yeah? Even though you pay a price, if you don't believe, then you're guilty. You're a political prisoner. You have to agree with the government ideology. But their ideology, they're strong. The West, you try to have an ideology which is based on Judeo-Christian values. When those values are gone, what doesn't left? We'll not be able to survive. When the clash of civilization, the West will not be able to survive without some kind of values based on social norm. Okay? The normative value is a normative value. Okay? Now here's interesting. Rationalism, ideology, they're all based on the ones in common. They believe that they know everything. The human mind had all the answers. Okay? The evil of willful blindness means one's refusal to know because of arrogance. So here's something interesting. Okay? Buddhism, okay, saying that the root of all cause of suffering is what? Ignorance. Okay? It's not desire, ignorance. Okay? Christianity considers ignorance of God's righteousness is the root cause of evil suffering. Okay? Peter said that willful blindness is the root cause. The difference between ignorance and willful blindness is all I'm ignorant. So teach me, tell me the facts, tell me the truth. Willful blindness says, I'm not interested in the truth. I'm not interested in the facts. I want to believe what I want to believe. It's the difference, right? Willful blindness means intentionally, purposefully refuse to know the truth. You ask them to tell them the truth. Whose truth? Whose morality? Everything relative. Your truth is just as good as my truth. This is modern thinking, right? Your truth is just as good as my truth. Your morality is just as good as morality. Who will decide? So take relative thinking, postmodern thinking, means there's no more normative value. When no more normative value, then people do whatever they want. That's what's happening, because shooting people, stabbing people, robbing people, and it goes. So our society cannot be sustained. we'll talk about a next lesson about humble yourself when listening. Okay? If you humble yourself, then you'll know what. You know that we all have a capacity for evil, for lying. Now here's a radical thinking. I don't know whether you are aware of it or not. You're not capable of telling the truth unless you are aware of your capacity for lying. You're not capable of doing good until you're capable of knowing your capacity for evil. Now, this is what I've been saying many, many years of Parapsychology 2.0, but nobody listened. But now Peter saying, I'm glad that he's making that, loud and clear. You cannot become good or country unless you are aware that you are a liar, you're capable of evil. That's a starting point. That's a starting point. Now, this is George Orwell is saying that in a time of universal disease, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. When the society getting further away from the truth, telling the truth becomes a crime. Right? Like he refusing to use transposable pronoun, that becomes a hate crime. Okay? So when society gets further away from the truth, the truth becomes a crime. It's scary, okay? I can share with you my experiences with kind of things for a long time. Okay? Now, here's the turning point now. You can choose between truth telling and lies, or between happiness and hell. Okay? Okay. This is interesting, okay? Hitler, Lenin, Mao's, they all believe that if you repeat the lie long enough, the lie will become truth. Have you heard that before? Hitler believed that, Lenin believed that, Mao believed that. You repeat the lie over and over again, people believe all it become true. Everything does, right? Everything does. Right?
Indoctrination. Indoctrination.
Indoctrination and advertising.
So it's not that it becomes true, it's just that people believe it's true.
Exactly. It becomes true to people's mind, right? You repeat something over and over again. People will believe that's true, right?
Because your own truth.
Now this is what I'm saying, okay? You know there's a vast conspiracy to indoctrinate us, brainwash us, to lie. But you're capable of making choice. Now he shared about his experience. He said that before he went to McGill for clinical training, he had a moment of awakening. Okay, he had a moment of awakening. Hey, he discovered that, he said, I'm a fake. Because he's very clever with words, right? He said, I used to manipulate words to win argument. I manipulate words to be popular. I manipulate words to get what I want. Hey, because if I kept on doing that, then my future would be terrible. Then I'm not trustworthy, I'm a fake. So that's a moment of awakening after critical self-reflection, after thinking hard.